What's up, guys? Morning. 5 something. Actually, it's 6 something now, you know. Had to get that goddamn morning workout in, you know. Getting my morning workout flow for sure. Back on the shit I was before. So, as you may know, if you've been watching my shit, you know for a fact I have like a quasi shamag here. I got the earmuffs and shit too, you know, ain't no games, but you know, you don't how to make a cover so, you know, you keep some warm air in as you're working out. As many of you know, a lot of my content has been political content in the past. I decided due to the shitstorm of politics online that it wasn't worth me speaking about it as often as I do. But I did say that I was going to whenever I had the chance to, or whenever I wanted to, like depending on what it is. This is gonna be quick, okay? 5 minutes at most. So obviously I wouldn't have broken that rule had something not occurred, but based off of the events that have happened in the last, what, 24 hours? Not even 24 hours. Wait, was it? Yeah, 24. It is, you know, it is some interesting shit related to white people. So niggas storm the Capitol Hill, storm Washington in some protest against the election results. Now, there's so many things I can say, but I'm gonna be very short and sweet and maybe 6 minutes about like the entire thing and try to summarize what I can. One thing is, people should understand what terrorists are, right? Or, you know, you have to commit some violent act, it has to be for political reasons, but a terrorist is usually a term used for a non-state actor. Terrorist is a person who engages in some civil disobedience, which is an attempt to modify the behavior of the state based off things they think are good and bad, right? A terrorist is someone who does something bad, but doing something bad isn't like an objective thing, right? It depends on the state. Some countries you do have some more freedom of speech than others. You know, in the United States, we're pretty privileged in terms of the forms of civil disobedience that we can engage in or what we see on the regular. It's usually just little protests and shit. The reason I want to go about this is that, you know, people have used these terms when it's convenient for them. They used it for BLM, they used it for Antifa, they used it for all these other groups who they viewed as terrorist groups. I have not seen, and they even treated people slightly different than they treated these white people that we saw yesterday. The reality is, from yesterday, based off the response you got from the government, it became clear about the arbitrary, the variance in discretion there is for responding to people who engage in forms of civil disobedience, right? The entire thing is really not about why you're breaking the law. It's mainly the reason of why you're breaking the law. Black people, white people, people of all colors came together to try and bring attention to the social injustices rooted in white supremacy. That is what BLM was for. Excessive violence to address the grievances of people over and over again, and minorities not having basic civil rights. This is what BLM was for. You'd be willing to die for it. For something like that, which everybody has, you'd be willing to die for it. The state, that was something they did not accept. The president constantly played into terrorists, thugs. How did he respond? Made these groups terrorist groups, right? Arbitrary terrorist term. He made tear gas, all that shit. The National Guard got called in, remember? Most of the people who protested weren't violent, but they lumped everyone into the box, right? These are things that they did with BLM. Same shit is happening right now with the riots. there may be many white people who are being nonviolent. There are many white people who may end up who destroy shit or are being aggressive in police officers' faces. Look at the clear difference in a response between between the act of doing it for white supremacy and police brutality, as opposed to conservatism, conspiracy theories centered around fake election results. Do you see? You see the double standard that exists here? And part of the double standard that exists, that's partially because of the president, you know? It's partially because the president, because nobody really held the man accountable. No one really held him accountable. 5-6 minutes. And you're seeing a result, and you're seeing the double standard, right? One thing about the state, the arbiter, is there's a difference between having power and displaying it. I made a video about BLM protests in the past, and one of the things that I said was, hey, if you try to do more than if you try to change the behavior of the state, or you try to engage in actions against the state is almost always stronger than you. Always. They allow you to do what they want to do. There's a difference between having power and displaying it. They will always end you when it's necessary. They did it very easily with black people and Black Lives Matter, but they didn't do a goddamn thing, really, when it came to people pushing conspiracy theories and protesting and climbing walls and shit like monkeys for a presidential election because they disagree with the results. You're clearly seeing the lack of precision with people who engage in civil disobedience for unjust reasons, right? I would believe that it's just to do that for police brutality and shit, not for fake results. But you know, it was very good to see, right, that. One of my friends said this yesterday on Facebook, hey, y'all would be at my funeral, or y'all be planning my funeral if this was me doing it for Black Lives Matter. And a white person said, why does this have to be race? This is an apples to oranges thing. And I had to come in and say, this is not apples to oranges. This is a clear example of double standards, and why many people have distrust in the political system based off of the things they are allowing. They're willing to take white people doing this shit for no reason. But, you know, we'll just have to see what it is. Unfortunately, with things like this, innocent people die. Apparently, one of the woman who got shot in the neck, I initially thought she was a terrorist and I was laughing, or thought she was one of the thugs. But apparently she was just a civilian and she died. And it's for bullshit reasons. You saw the same responses, and I want to give another example of the double standard. Another example of the double standard was, if you see people getting responses, hey, fuck you, you're a shame on the government, how dare you, you should be embarrassed, you should be ashamed of yourself. They're saying this to police officers who are defending property, monuments, based off the public that's being disobedient. But what are they saying, right? Hey, you're against America, right? Look at their idea of America. They're telling these people who are part of the state, who fundamentally assert violence because they're well aware of the power dynamic, and they're well aware that if they want to stop you, they can. They are telling the defenders of the state that, hey, this America that you're trying to defend, you should be ashamed of yourself. Look at the clear difference we have in society. It's fucked up. But again, if you push the bear enough, when the state has more power than you, they will tell you to stop when it's necessary. And you're gonna see. This is just one day. We have one more day. We have the inauguration. I wanna see if those white people wanna be really, really froggy. And I'll tell people this if you're a counter protester, if you're a BLM, don't go out there. There's no point. Let them do stupid shit. There's no point going out there to prove anything. Let them do what the fuck they want to do. Don't go to them niggas. Don't even entertain them. They have one more time, January 20th. If they keep playing games, that shit where you saw, oh, everybody happy, cheering, blah, 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 doing the same shit for BLM, and then it all turning into right, coughing, screaming, rubber bullets, niggas missing eyes, niggas being cordoned off into certain places, right? You're gonna see that shit January 20th or any other time if they poke the bear hard enough. But, you know, you don't want it to happen, but, you know, we must, people should have a more honest conversation about the main idea is not why, if you broke the law, it's why you're breaking the law. Your morals don't have to come from the law. My morals don't come from law because I'm not an idiot. So what is the justification for them breaking the law? Do you think what they're doing is just? Ask your friends that. Ask your Republican friends. Do they think what they're doing is just? Do they agree? I bet it'd be quite interesting what their response would be, but you know, that's it. Just wanted to rant on this politics shit. I said I'm not going to be doing it much and I won't be, but this is very funny. I love you all. Stay safe. All that shit. See you.